Hey everyone, I'm Dean Obeidallah, and welcome to tonight's Dean Obeidallah Show on SiriusXM channel 127, live 6 to 9 p.m. Again, if you don't subscribe to SiriusXM, go to the website. There are free trials. A lot going on, but I'll tell you, when you reflect on President Biden, the way he's been handling the COVID-19 crisis, especially the vaccine distribution, it's been a remarkable job. He deserves far more credit than our media is giving him. They would rather cover stories about Donald Trump's statements, which now covers tweets, as opposed to the actual work of President Biden literally saving lives of our fellow Americans. I wish that would be more important to the media than trying to get clicks or ratings, but sadly, this is the world we live in of corporate media. So today, though, President Biden just had a press event a short time ago. But before we get into that, it's about how many people have been vaccinated and where we're going. Take a look, step back, and look at where we were on January 20th, the day Joe Biden was sworn in and Donald Trump's last half day in office. On that day, we had 4,380 Americans die. 4,380. Yesterday, we had 530. 530 is still heartbreaking. It still is people's mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers. But thankfully, because of Joe Biden working hard, doing the right thing, modeling the right behavior, not holding super spreader rally events, the numbers have come down a great deal. On January 20th, on Donald Trump's last failed day in office, we were averaging 210,000 new COVID cases a day, 210,000. Now we're about 63,000. Still, that is higher than we should be, as President Biden even talked about today, and Dr. Fauci and others. But it is far better than it was when he took office. And this is not luck, my friends. It is work, and I'll lay it out briefly here. We'll talk about it more on my show in detail. Right away, in the first week, Joe Biden signed 2 executive orders making fighting COVID and vaccine distribution a whole of government approach. It was the only priority. There was no concern about tweeting or being treated unfairly by the media or that he's the greatest victim. He cared about one thing and one thing only: saving lives from a deadly virus. He then used the Defense Production Act on numerous occasions to make sure there was the vaccine distribution he needed, the PPE equipment that was needed, home testing equipment being developed and now being distributed as well. Plus, he worked with the pharmaceutical companies who are making the vaccines, urging them and in a way compelling them to work together, especially J&J and Merck, to make sure we have enough vaccine distribution for us. You know, when Joe Biden took office under failed Trump, we were averaging about 900,000 vaccines a day. 900,000. Do you know where we are now? On Saturday, we set a new record, 4 million vaccines distributed in a day. 4 million. We are averaging right now 3.1 million vaccines a day. Again, this is up from the 900,000 on Trump, who didn't care, who checked out, who was focused on lying to the American people about the virus, about the election, and inciting a terrorist attack on our Capitol. That was his focus. President Biden came in, and his only focus from the beginning, saving lives from this vaccine, from this deadly virus, and using the vaccine. And to give you some perspective here, right now, about 32% of all Americans have at least one vaccination. For contrast, the European Union, only 11% of their citizens have the vaccine, even one dose so far. It's a testament to the work of not just Joe Biden, his entire administration, but he was the leader. He made it clear to his administration, this is what I care about. We're going to use executive orders. We're going to use the Defense Production Act. We're going to lead by example. We're going to wear a mask. We're not going to mock people for wearing a mask. We're not going to hold super spreader events. We're going to do the right thing. And we're going to make sure the states have the vaccines they need. And millions and millions of more vaccines are going out now. And that's the reality. Don't forget, Joe Biden promised 100 million vaccinations in his first 100 days. We are not even 100 days yet. We're at 150 million vaccinations. Today, Joe Biden announced by next week, every state in the nation will be 16 and over. You can get a vaccine. And by 100 days in, it's no longer 100 million vaccines. He's now promising and trying to attain 200 million Americans getting at least one vaccination. That's remarkable. This is why we're on the road to economic recovery, because our economy could not recover until COVID was dealt with. This is what a real president looks like. This is what any president looks like, other than the failed person who was just in the White House. Because even George Bush would have focused on this, to be honest with you, especially if we disagree with him on everything. But President Obama obviously would have. President Biden is doing this very thing. I think he deserves so much more attention. He also talked about the vaccine hesitancy, which we'll talk about on the show today, and new polls, which are really heartening, the hesitancy is coming down, except for one group. What group do you think it is? The pro-life people. That's right. Right-wing, white conservative Christians are the least on board with the vaccination because freedom, I don't know, the freedom to kill people. So we'll talk about that and more. My show's live 6 to 9 p.m. on channel 127 on SiriusXM. Thanks for tuning into the preview. And again, if you don't subscribe to SiriusXM, they're free trials. Check it out. Call into the show. Be a part of our family. We have so much work to do. If you want progress, stay active. Thanks for tuning in.